Alrighty, folks, we're on our second appointment for the day. We are at Abundant Life Church of Christ here. Um, it was funny. I'm actually was driving in the same direction when I was going to Zion Baptist Church. It's almost the same direction, but way closer. It's only 15 minutes away from where I am compared to an hour. But let's get inside and let's see what we can do to help them out. And let me make sure I get my coat because I feel it's going to get cold by the time I get out of here. All right, folks, so you know how we do it. Let's walk through so I can remember what we're talking about. Most likely, we're looking at probably 4 PTZs. They already have 2 right now, but they're running off of VGA. So we're thinking about updating those to SDI because they already have SDI cables ran in a couple of locations. So front, back, and then probably side and side. Also looking at maybe I'm thinking about an aperture light to 2 side lights here on the top here to give a more balanced kind of like 3-point lighting here on the pulpit. The accent lighting is great, but looking at getting some accent lights so that it could be more of a soft white and then kind of let whoever's on the pulpit stand out more than just the accent lights. Then also, as much as I like the ATEM Mini Extreme, they're already using vMix. So I'm thinking with the SDI cables, go with a ATEM Television Studio HD. Or you can go higher. I think that's fine for that because you could go with the console so you can have a console access to it. I don't think that's needed, but we could do that. And also, they have a Mackie analog mixer. Thinking about doing an X32 because right now they have an analog mixer in here which splits everything in another mixer in their media area. So with an X32, we put a digital snake up here to handle all the instruments and stuff that are over there. But we can run a mix for the live stream so that if somebody that's running a live stream, if they want to change anything, they can just bring up the X32 app, make an adjustment on their matrix or their bus, whichever way it's configured, and everybody's happy and you're not blasting everybody else's ears out in the sanctuary compared to the live stream. So a lot of stuff and a very, very high ceiling. So obviously my ladder can't get there. So we're going to be probably talking to Sunbelt to get a lift or something like that. But let's go over to the computer. Let me show you a design of what currently is here from what I got from my eyeballs and then what we're going to do to enhance everything. So let's cut over to the computer.
Alrighty, folks. I passed out when I left from Abundant Life Church of Christ, and it is early the next morning. So let's go ahead and cut over to Draw.io, and let's go ahead and start designing some stuff, shall we? All right, let's go ahead and talk through what they have right now. They have a mixer, an old analog mixer upstairs. And then they have a split box that splits all of the inputs and runs downstairs to the media room so that they have a full mixer to do all the other stuff that they're doing. They currently have 3 cameras. One is on a tripod. They said they have access to another one that has a tripod on the other side of the building. Of the sanctuary. They have a PTZ in the back, an older one, and then another one in the front. They have a old video mixer, video switcher that these cameras are connected to. And these are connected over VGA cables. So we're definitely going to upgrade those. And then I believe these are connected over. They said they have SDI cables that are available for these other cameras. I don't know where they're at, but they said that they do have connections for them. So that will be, we're going to leverage those. And again, we might have to replace them. You never know, because I don't know the grade of them, anything like that. VGA. They do have a Mac. Around here somewhere. Where can I put it? And it's running parallel, so it's running Windows and it's running vMix. So right now, they have an ATEM Mini, the base version, that is taking an HDMI out from this, and then in vMix, it's coming into the system over USB. All right. And this is an oversimplified version of this. They also have some lighting, which this is going to be fun to get into that. This is the first time I've actually going to be doing mounted lighting and all this other stuff like that. So excited about that. And then they also have some projectors. Two projectors in the front that they said are connected over VGA. Now, obviously there must be some form of splitter somewhere. I did not see it. But the idea is, as long as these devices can handle the signal, a 1080p signal, which I believe it already is, none of this really has to be touched. You know, in some way, shape, or form, this is connected, I believe, over RCA cables. This is how this is connected. The audio is coming into the system in some type of way, because the HDMI is sending video and audio. I noticed that when I was looking at their system. So what are we going to do all of this? So the very first thing is we're going to replace this video. Actually, let's do this as this is abundant. And then let's save this again as all right. So now this is new one, so we have the original to go back to. So what are we going to do? First thing is, this stuff we're not going to touch. We are going to replace these two cameras as well as these other two. And we're going to put a total of 4 PTZs in here, update these as well. So we're going to put one on each side, leveraging those SDI cables. Hopefully that those are in place. The front PTZ, what we're going to do in the back, we need to find out where everything is. We're going to replace all of that. Let's run this from here. All right, we're going to have this, and then I'll just move this down to this. And we're going to connect all of these over SDI. All right, real straightforward, but this is going to become the ATEM Television Studio HD, similar to what I have at my home church. We're going to replace this mixer completely. And I forgot, they do have a snake on here. We're going to change this to an X32, probably the main X32. And by this being on the network, we'll be able to make a matrix or a bus, whatever, for there to be a live stream sound. And then the computer down here can just open up X32, edit, and educate them on connecting to that bus so that they can make the adjustments there for what they're hearing that's coming to the system. we're going to repurpose the snake that was going to that duplicate, that secondary mixer, and we're going to use 2 channels to send the audio from the bus or the matrix, whatever way we decided, going to be programmed for the live stream. So that cable is already there. Instead of using all the jacks, we're just going to use 2 of them because it's already there. No point in running extra cables if we don't need them. Worst case scenario, if we need to, we'll just run 2 100-foot XLRs down there for direct connection. No big deal. All right. We're going to change out the joystick because the Vadio was a joystick and video switcher combined. All right. And I think because they have so much stuff that's already in vMix, we're not going to touch that. We're still going to probably put in a Decklink mini recorder into the Mac so it can remove the need for the ATEM Mini to be there. So Decklink mini recorder 4K, which thankfully is compatible with the Mac. So we'll have an SDI connection going directly in. So we're good because that's all that comes out of there. We're also going to they already have a TV that's doing their multi-view. So we're going to repurpose that for here. Now they do have a snake that goes to the musicians. So we're going to have digital snake here. They said they're using 20 channels, so we're probably going to get the bigger snake so that we have more than enough jacks for everything. And then I talked to them about the future, about personal mixers and stuff like that. But the good thing is, even though it's not being done right now, the foundation is set so they can do that. So we're good. Now, I just need to figure out the converter that they have here. If not, I'm going to have to put some type of converter to go from HDMI out to VGA, which it looks like they actually already have something like that. So I might not need to do that at all, but we're good here. So all these cameras are going to be IP controlled, so we don't have to run extra cables to anything. The only thing we're really going to run is a SDI cable, because we're just going to go, we don't need a converter. We're going directly to the ATEM television studio, and then we're going to have Ethernet cable going to it to give it power. So we need a PoE switch as well, which will have everything connected to it. Excuse me. So the joystick. And the good thing is the computer is already wired, so I don't really need to do this. I just need to have a PoE switch that's dedicated directly to all of this equipment. So that way, when I turn this on and off, the cameras go on and off, and we don't have to worry about anything else, like disrupting any other power or anything like that. Now it's starting to get messy. All right. So I think this seems fairly straightforward, but we're changing a lot of their AV equipment, pretty much upgrading everything. And that's not even including the fact that we're going to be throwing in some lights as well to give them some more direct light for whoever's on the pulpit, to light them up and with some 3-point lighting. Their background lighting is great, so we don't have to worry about that. We just need something kind of like how I have here, because if I turn my lights off right here, you know, I look like this, but I got some accent lighting behind me. But as you can see, that's kind of like how their stage lighting is, but need some more direct lights on left and right to light up here on the pulpit a little bit closer. So we got to figure out some rigging to go there in the ceiling. But, you know, we'll get there, and we're definitely need to contact Sunbelt again and get a lift to get up there, because that ceiling is rather high. But I'm going to put a list down below like we typically do on what I believe is going to go into this. Really excited about this. And I think I was really humbled when I walked in to the church, because they were saying that the pastor, his wife, and the head of the media, they said they had been watching all of my videos before the pandemic hit, and it got them prepared. And I'm really humbled by that. That the stuff that I've been doing has been helping a lot of people. And and I hear y'all's comments. I really appreciate that. But those days when it was rough at the beginning, to find out I'm hearing that when I didn't see anything, a lot of people were getting benefit out of it. So I really appreciate that. So link is down below to everything we're going to be using. And I'm going to be bringing y'all along because this is going to be an exciting one, folks. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ, and we will catch you on the next video. Later.